My name's Quinn Malone. Thanks for coming. I'm a sport business major. And I'm going to talk about event management and relating it, sport event management to orchestra event management. So kind of just an overview of what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to go into a little bit more of a background of event management and the history of it to a degree. Sport event management, what it takes to put on a sporting event, and then what it takes to put on an orchestra concert. And then I'm going to go kind of overview it all and have a conclusion. So event management, as defined by Merriam-Webster, is the application of project management to the creation and development of large-scale events such as festivals, conferences, ceremonies, formal parties, concerts, or conventions. Event management has been around since the beginning of time, according to Ray in The Future of Event Management, and he kind of stated as it started with, basically the cavemen sitting around a fire talking about how they're going hunting and things along those lines. Thousands of events every day throughout the world, whether that's cultural, sport event, political, social, religious, or any other type of event you could have, a family one. And then the one thing that's similar is all events need organization, preparation, promotion, dedication, and decisiveness. You need to be able to make decisions. So event management is considered a young field that describes and analyzes events. So a little bit more on it. Globalization and modern trends help shape events. Obviously they've got concerts now, so kind of how a concert's run would be depending on some modern trends around the world, who's performing and so forth. The economy has a huge effect. Obviously, if the economy is booming and doing well, then more events can be put on around the city. Current social issues, as you can see, cause events, whether they're protests or rallies or anything along those lines. Laws can obviously have an impact on different events that are taking place. It's becoming a more popular discipline in schools. It's still not there yet. The U.S. is one of the top countries with it. They said along with the United Kingdom and Australia, but it's still such a growing discipline in schools. But the biggest problem with it, it's currently lacking deep theoretical basis because it hasn't been studied. So going into sport event management, you might remember this a little bit from last time with the activity I had you guys do, but to kind of recap it, you obviously need a host city or a place or country that's going to hold an event. And for example, we'll say the Olympics for this. So obviously you need cities or a country, and then you need to schedule. It's not just a one-day event, it's a couple weeks. And then you obviously need to take in consideration the climate and environment. Obviously you can't have the Winter Olympics down in South Africa. That's not going to work. So you definitely need to be able to plan accordingly for your event. Obviously you need security, especially with everything that's been going on around the world right now. Medical services are really important. What if a spectator gets injured somehow, or an athlete gets injured? You obviously need someone there to be able to assist them. Accommodation, since it's not just a one-day event, you obviously need to have hotels and lodging for everyone that's involved or everyone that's attending. Transportation to get to and from the venues, and hotels and everything along those lines, because if you're in another country, odds are you won't have a car there. You obviously need to be able to pick venues to play or host the event in. Media is a huge component of it, due to the fact that if it's the Olympics, it's broadcasted on TV 24/7 for the duration of the events. Finance, you obviously need to have a budget and be able to pay for it and accommodate these athletes and spectators and everyone else that's involved. There's legal aspects, for immigration and customs, getting foreigners into this country and making sure they have the right paperwork, visas, whatever they may need. Marketing, obviously people need to know that the event's going on. So, there's something that needs to, be put out there in promotion. And then the legacy, what's going to be left behind after the event. So this is the event management system. It kind of just relays it and recaps what I just said. So it talks about reporting accommodations, arrivals and departures, athletes training, transportation and logistics. Obviously you need a workforce. So it kind of just recaps that, and it's actually a model, the event management system. And then this is just an example. I mean, it's not an international event, but you got to think for the NFL, these stadiums hold thousands and thousands of people, and they have 10 home games a season, including the preseason games. So they've got to plan for this, 10 different times throughout the year, and it's got to be the same. It's got to be successful and go smoothly. So to go into orchestra event management, a lot of it's similar, but there are some differences. Essentially it's all the same. Time and date, you get a little more specific with that. You have to decide whether it's inside or outside and accommodate for the weather. Parking's a little more of an issue for this, since most of the time they're a little more local. And then, media needs to be there. It needs to be reported, whether it's on the news or in the paper or on the radio. Finance, there's a budget. I mean, everything has a budget. So being able to manage that well. There's the legacy that's left behind. Is there a plaque? Is there a bench? Is there a memorial? Or something along those lines. And then, is there more than one show? Are they doing it a Thursday, Friday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday? And then medical services. They won't need such a big presence as they would for an international sporting event, but there definitely needs to be some type of medical service there. And so, this is a picture of a concert that's going on, and you can see it's a much smaller scale, but at the same time it's the same components for the most part. And obviously this, for an orchestra, you have to plan for the instruments. How are they going to get transported, and if it's an international concert, getting them through customs and immigrations with maybe I was reading that it said I think it was tusks are banned from certain countries, and they're using instruments. So it's is that illegal to transport from country to country? And then in conclusion, like I said, there's a lot of similarities no matter what size the event is. So, you've got events that are hundreds of thousands, millions of people that want to attend, but then you've got like the smaller level that's could be a class meeting or something, but they all need the same thing. They all need that preparation, promotion, and decisiveness. And like it says here, no matter the size, certain aspects will always remain the same. And then differences. All events are planned and organized differently, even though they have the same type of plan and checklist to go through. This is a growing industry around the world, and it's going to continue to grow. There's now graduate programs being offered for just event management, so it's something that's really on the up. And this is just a way to show that even sports and art, which are two completely different things, they can correlate and be the same. So with planning. And so this is my works cited page. Thank you. Any questions?